Inquisition! 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 Hooray! Inklusive! Hooray! Inquisition! 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 Hooray!
Can you see me? Should be, huh? It better here. What happened? Huh? Hello? It's in a client, just like should be here. Hello?
Kau duduk kaki ini ya.
Okay. Good evening, all Sarawakian. My name is Voon Lee Shan. I'm the president of Parti PBK. I hope you can hear me. Are you able to hear me? Any response, please? Hello? How to start? Huh? It should be, yeah. Hello. Good evening, all Sarawakian. I'm Voon Lee Shan. I'm the president of Parti PBK. This Parti PBK is the only nationalist party in Sarawak which is truly fighting for Sarawak independence. We have mooted the idea to set Sarawak free independence since June 2019. When this idea of setting Sarawak free and independent was mooted by us in Parti PBK, of course, many people were very surprised and said whether we can be independent or not. So the question arises here, why should we be fighting for independence? Are we a colony? So how it all started? So I would like to tell Sarawakian is like that, okay. After the Malaysia agreement was signed, Sabah, Sarawak, Singapore was handed to Malaya to enlarge the territories of Malaya. After the territories of Malaya was enlarged on the 16th of September 1963, Malaya then changed its name to Malaysia. This was recorded in the United Nations Juridical Yearbook. So now the fight of independence is getting hotter and hotter now. We want to set Sarawak free, and also perhaps Sabah free also. So we expect that this time election would be a very dirty one. It would be the most dirtiest election and the most undemocratic election. And I would say it is also unconstitutional. I would say that in 2019, December, when COVID-19 affected the whole world, we Sarawak was not exempted. We were part of the world that been affected by this COVID-19. So in March 2020, lockdown was imposed. When lockdown was imposed at that time, people were very shocked. Everybody was shocked how to save the situation. And then the emergency came. Then the one was expired. The terms of the one expired in June 2020. It should be by the time election be held. But we couldn't because when emergency went on, the king decreed that no election be held during the emergency, despite the fact that the June already expired. We agree. We agree no election. Then later on, we could see the government side, the regime, the GPS side had been campaigning. I won't say that it's not campaigning when you handed the food aid to the people of Sarawak. And on top of the food aid, food basket that were distributed to the people, we could see that some YBs put the photographs on the food. Rice also got photographed on the food. As if that these YB themselves are the brand name of the rice, the brand name of the Maggi mee, the brand name of what we call the eggs and food given to the people. So it gives an impression that this food aid or food basket came from the people, from them, not from the government. That is very wrong. What they should do, if these are truly from the government fund, they should put the Sarawak government logo, not the logo of GPS, not the logo of any other political party. They should not show the photograph of the YB. It's not this campaigning. So they could campaign, they could hand food to people. But the opposition could not do anything because there was lockdown. We could not visit the people. We could not see our people. This is what the government is doing. They misuse their facilities. They misuse their position. Never mind. Lockdown. The figures, despite the emergency, despite the lockdown, people who suffered COVID-19 kept on increasing. Many people died. VIP also died. Common people also died. COVID-19 don't choose you. Huh? You can be in the government. You can be a common people. You can be rich. You can be poor. COVID-19 is not your friend. COVID-19 is your enemy and my enemy. Understand that. I hope the Chief Minister of Sarawak Till the king reimpose the emergency. Reimpose the emergency. Why should you lift the emergency? The people's life is at stake, not your power. We don't care. You can go for another 6 months in power. We don't care. You want power, we give you power. But the life of the people are more important. Even the three judge person already died. You don't respect him. You still want election to go on. How painful am I? I'm a friend of James Baseng. He died. He passed away. Why don't respect him? You don't respect the Dayak. He is the paramount chief of the Dayak people. Can you understand that? Until now, the figure of COVID-19 never came down. People keep on dying. Make it very clear. This election is the most dirtiest election, most undemocratic election. It is also unconstitutional election. We know that. The people know that. I hope people understand. This is a wake-up call to all Sarawakian to fight against this regime, to pull GPS down. No more get GPS in the government. Throw them away into the rubbish bin. Put a new government. Put a new government to replace them. You can do whatever thing you want to stay in power, but not at the expense of the life of the people. I'm angry. Not only I'm angry. The people of Sarawak are also angry at what the GPS is doing at the moment. You must understand that. We are not happy with you. Maybe tomorrow, some ministers will get COVID-19. Who knows? Don't try to play with COVID-19. You will have it. To make people angry. We are not stupid. We are all educated people here. Because the election is, you no need to tell us, we know. We can always guess. You are scared of Undi 18. You are scared of the young people will not vote for you. Because they know what is going on at the moment. They know how Malaysia was formed. They know the expert had told them. They know lawyers had told them that the Malaysia Agreement 1963 was an invalid agreement. It was an invalid agreement. Not only I say it, I was advised by international experts. I was advised by lawyers. Even law professors advised me that we are taken for a ride. You want to amend the Constitution. No matter how you amend the Constitution cannot be amended. It is a death certificate showing a dead child. How can a dead child be able to be born again? You can amend. That amendment cannot revive an unlawful act. Always remember that. You cannot have somebody who is a criminal to say that he is not a criminal. That's the law. I couldn't understand why the GPS is doing like that to the people of Sarawak. We've lost our oil and gas. Yet you don't deny it. Every day, we are losing 850,000 barrels of our crude oil wealth. Pumped by Petronas. Money taken away. Our marine well, gone. Taxes collected by the federal government through the federal department runs into billions for past 58 years. What have we got? 1 year exactly. 1 year easily. We lost to the federal government not less than 1 to 200 billion ringgit of our wealth. But what we got? We got less than 5 billion ringgit. Sorry. We lost less than 500. No, we got what we got is but less than 5 billion ringgit in annual development fund. Do you want that or not? Do Sarawakian want that or not? We lost a lot to Malaya. We lost to Petronas. We lost people who could have entire universities. All places of universities taken away. People working in the government department, we have no place. Most of these people who occupied the government department come from one group of people only. That's very bad. How can you say this Malaysia family? This is not one Malaysia family. This is exploitation of the people of Sarawak. We have been exploited. We have been oppressed. We are being oppressed. And now they're oppressing us. They oppress us because we cannot go for campaign now. Because COVID-19. Even though the emergency is lifted, there's a lot of SOP we have to follow. I hope you people understand. The coming Sarawak election, I guess, there will be no ceramah. We cannot even distribute leaflet. We cannot go to house campaign. We cannot go to long houses. We cannot enter into the shop, into business premises. Is this democracy or not? Definitely this is not democracy. But you ministers, you YB in the regime, can always follow your ministers to go to the long houses, to go to visit people on the pretext that you are on ministerial duty. You are performing the work of the government. But opposition have no such privilege, no right to go to the villages. We cannot go if these restrictions are imposed. Is this constitutional or not? This is definitely unconstitutional, undemocratic. It is against Article 10 of the Federal Constitution. The right to assembly, the right to freedom of speech, the right to freedom of expression. Understand or not? You Chief Minister, you GPS, or anybody who want to impose this, you will be taught a lesson. I hope the government will inform and persuade the Election Commission not to impose this type of rule. There must be freedom of speech. There must be people who are about can go around to campaign. I don't think SPR has this type of power under the Election Act to impose any restriction for people to go from house to house, to visit people, to go to long houses. I don't think so. Show me the law. Even if the Election Act says so, it is unconstitutional because the supreme law of the land is the Constitution, not the Election Act. I hope this is very clear to the people of Sarawak. Let us arise and teach the people and teach these people in the government and in GPS a lesson. Rise up. We must take them away, not let them to abuse their power, not let them drain our wealth away. That is very, very bad. I also observe that some newspapers, publications, radios were controlled by the regime, by certain powerful people. So much so that news of the opposition are not heard. Is it democracy or not? Is this democratic? It is not democracy. It is not democratic. It is against the rule of law. It is against the Constitution. You cannot restrict people like that. Why are you so scared? So scared of the opposition? Why are you so scared of Parti Bumi Kenyalang? We don't swallow you. We are only exercising our rights. We are only exercising our constitutional rights of independence. We have a right to independence. Why should so scared? But I can tell you that this time GPS will fall. SPR, you can impose whatever restriction on us. You go ahead. We will not stop to fight you. I can tell the people of Sarawak, it will be a very difficult what we call campaign for us. Very, very difficult. We may not be even able to get nomination form. There are many people who want to stand election. But what will happen if they don't know how to get the form? They could not come to Kuching to get the form because traveling will be restricted. Or people have to purchase the form online. Or if the SPR restrict the number of copies of form that we have to buy, they can impose a lot of rules. But are these constitutional or not? Think of it very carefully. Think of it. This should not be something that should be restricting the democracy that we have. And then again, during the nomination, people want to nominate themselves. What will happen if they are contracting what called COVID-19? If they are sick, if they suffer from the COVID, they want to go for election, they want to be nominated. Just because of this one, you cannot get yourself nominated. It looks that this democracy makes people go against you. We are not stupid. We are intelligent people. We know what's going on. We know what you want to do. And then what will happen if the candidate just passed away in the hospital after his nomination paper be accepted during the nomination day or before the election is over? Think of that. It may be you. It may be you as a YB now. It may be you as a minister now. Kena COVID-19. Then you suffer. You sit in the hospital. You lie in the hospital. Then you feel it. Then you tell that Voon Lee Shan is correct. No election. Take care of yourself. I'm serious here to tell you. The people of Sarawak are watching you. We will not forgive you if any of our friends, of any of our family members, of any Sarawakian died during the campaign. We are not crazy for power. We are not crazy people. You can be crazy for power. You go ahead. But the life of people are more important. I just want to tell Sarawakian, wake up now. Your land has been taken away by many Malayan companies. Your land been taken away by many people. Dayak people, wake up. Anda ngagik kita ngundi sudah GPS-nya. Bangkit kitanya, menua kitanya habis kena telan kitanya lah. Kita ngundi ya. Berapa lama dah? 58 tahun. Kita sudah merisak kenya. Tanah kita habis, gas kita pun habis. Minyak kita habis, dempak kita. So people of Sarawak, I hope you people understand. Parti Pemijalan is serious to set Sarawak free and independent. So support Parti Pemijalan so that you take your land back. Now, the Chinese community may lose their business. Logistics company, 51%. Maybe another few years, 70% taken by these people. You work so hard, but somebody benefited from it. Is it correct or not? You want to still put these people in the government. What protection can give it to you? They don't protect your property. They don't protect your family. They're robbing us of our rights. They're taking away of our rights. We should not excuse them. We should not allow this to happen. Things ours belong to us. We have to preserve it. We have to defend it. We cannot allow this thing to get away. Now, because they know Parti Pemijalan going to fight all out. That's why this election is very dirty, will be very dirty. Impose lot of restriction since 2019. Please wake up, Sarawakian. Support Parti Pemijalan. I want all the Sarawakian, just support us. Make sure that we form the government. We kick them away. We put them in the drain. Thank you very much. From me, Voon Lee Shan. Thank you. Bye.